session. Will the members and visitors please take your seats? Will the members and visitors please take your seats? Will the members and visitors please rise? The prayer today will be offered by the Eugene Shawno Sr., Tribal Elder of the Forest County Potawatomi.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Eugene Shawno Sr., and I'm a member of the Forest County Potawatomi tribe, located in Crandon, Wisconsin. And my executive council asked me to come say the prayer today, which is a huge task for me in my lifetime. But I got my tobacco. This is where I get my strength. I always use this when I talk to my Creator. And today, I'm sure going to need it. And I want to let you know that if I hurt anyone's feelings, it's not intentional. So forgive me for that, and I'll apologize for that now. But I want to say prayer in my native tongue because I feel personally that he's here listening to me when I do say the prayer. Shem the door. Chimi gwach sui nikit oda kwagagi doyan. Ki nam tunug the tun oda no shwebsiak. Ni kwan juija minashkwad on oda ki bejes ki bejes and the snobby go. Panaja, McQueen Manoda, Ewish go. He's in Gom, so that Mobiayan. He's a gay excellent man of Wabduk, Goda, the snobby Kewi, no mud so what. What did you tell us? Niguan, Jiguan, of the execution came in order. A can walk, gnitch. Oder ich gerne to know where you Mazian gom. What is not give you up down oder a wish come good. But no way na Gabek the Toata, Doa Magnak. Niguan Jerusalem to know gom. Sure, any Quagga gigit. What a ja. Mashum Sanan. Mina ordered Nanem Nan, Kaajna Kazat, of the Exegawi, Quamaman's order. Nanem's not a week, Mina order, we no Kagi Juan, not getting is not Gomaja Qua. I just want to explain my prayer to you today, and that when I clasped my hand to the left, that was from way before my time, the struggles that our natives have come through without holding each other's hand tightly where nobody could break it up. And then we chose our leaders to talk for us. And so we succeeded until we got here today. And at that, now we will know what Indian time means. It means that we'll go whatever speed we need to get to our goals, and that we do it together. No one gets left behind. And in the future, we still gotta clasp our hands, holding it together, and still do the same and continue success. And that our Creator will watch what we're doing here today, and each tribal leaders here can take this home, and I hope it does have some value to you too. But my council especially, I'm very proud of them. There's 3 young ladies on that council and 3 young men. So it's equally, and we have the mothers on the executive council to have that bonding with their children, which is the tribal membership. And so in our Mother Earth, we have to take care of her. She's getting weak, but she never gives up. She keeps on feeding us, the animals, everything. We owe so much to her. And that our Creator, I ask that He help her along to accomplish this, because we're the ones that are abusing her and creating this illnesses that we're getting, the COVID, cancer, tuberculosis, and we know it's going to continue finding new diseases because we're not helping our mom stay clean to keep providing for us. As all you mothers know, you will never give up your children, and so she'll never give up either, no matter how much we abuse her. So I just want to let the public know that we're all at the Mother Earth's children, and so we all got to pay attention. You don't know what you quick on, Shamdo. Me got sweeter, wouldn't go met to Janagum get. Thank you very much.
Please stay standing for the presentation of the colors. Royalty, Senior Princess Nemkikwa Daniels, Junior Princess Natalia Labarge, Brave Nikanis Shepard, Senior Princess Lovey Van Zyl, Junior Princess Jayla Frank, and Brave Brody White.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. While they are filing out, the first order of business is the call of the roll. The clerk will open the roll. Have all members recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will close the roll. There are 97 members present. A quorum is present. Gentleman from the 67th.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent for a leave of absence for the day for the gentlelady from the 73rd and a temporary leave for the gentleman from the 88th and 96th.
Gentleman from the 67th, ask unanimous consent that a temporary leave be granted for the gentleman from the 36th and leave for the balance of the day be granted to the lady from the 73rd. Is there any objection? Hearing none, it is so ordered. While today is not a joint convention, we are joined by members of the State Senate, the Executive Branch, and the State Supreme Court. Let's give them all a warm welcome round of applause. In keeping with the long tradition of the legislature, we have invited James Crawford, the chairman of the Forest County Potawatomi, who will give today's tribal address. We would invite him to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Bonjour. Natinaway Magadak. Bamabmi Indigenous Kas. Gendo and Dodam. Bodway Wadmi Ishnabe and Dow. Nui Bigaji Wina Chamokaman Moen. Hello, all my relatives. My name is Bamabmi, which means Thunderbird that watches over and protects us. I am Eagle Clan. I am a Potawatomi Indian. I wanted to speak to you a little bit in my language today, but now I will speak to you in English. First of all, I want to say thank you to my wife, Jennifer, my daughters, Peyton, Mary Jane, Sierra, and my son, Dylan, that are here today with me. Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is James Crawford, and I am the chairman of the Forest County Potawatomi community. It's an honor and a privilege to be speaking before you today, and I stand here with the utmost respect and gratitude for your invitation. Thank you, Governor Evers, Lieutenant Governor Rodriguez, Majority Speaker Voss, Majority Leader Lemahue, Senate Minority Leader Hesselbein, Assembly Minority Leader Neubauer, members of the State Senate, members of the State Assembly, constitutional officers, cabinet secretaries, justices of the Supreme Court, esteemed elders, veterans, fellow tribal leaders, and other honored guests for being here today. We are extremely fortunate to have this forum every year to bring attention to Wisconsin Indian country and give you insights on issues currently impacting the people of the 11 tribal nations in this great state. It is my hope that today's address will bring a desire to further celebrate and strengthen a cooperative relationship between the state of Wisconsin and the tribal nations. This address has been going on now for 20 years, and I want to say thank you, or chi miigwech in our language, to all our Wisconsin state leaders for your continued support. Opportunities like this to give you a better understanding of tribal people and cultures is appreciated by all of us, so miigwech. I'm also very humbled to be asked by my fellow tribal leaders to stand here and represent Wisconsin's tribal nations at this year's State of the Tribe Address. I'd like to recognize my fellow tribal leaders that are here today. Please stand when your name is mentioned. Among us, we have Chairman Robert Blanchard from the Bad River Band of the Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. President John Johnson Sr., Lac du Flambeau Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. Chairman Tahasi Hill, Oneida Nation. President John Greendeer, Ho-Chunk Nation. Chairwoman Nicole Boyd, Red Cliff, Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. President Shannon Hosley, Stockbridge Muncie Community. Vice Chairman Tweed Schuman, Lakota Ray, Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. Chairwoman Gina Kakak, Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin. Chairman Thomas Fowler, St. Croix Chippewa Indians of Wisconsin. Councilman Leland Van Zyl, Sakagan Chippewa Community. Also present today is Chairman Jim Williams, Lac Vieux Desert Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians in Michigan. Chi miigwech to each of you for the trust and confidence that you have placed in me as I deliver these remarks today. I want to use my time with you today to emphasize some of the ideas that tribal nations hold closely, provide you with a little history, and celebrate and remind you of the accomplishments you've achieved with Wisconsin's tribes. Hopefully, this will help set the stage for new and better ways we can continue to collaborate to achieve our common goals. The recognition of tribal sovereignty is one of the most important tenets of Native peoples. Tribes have been governing how their own people live, act, and rule for countless generations. And each tribe in Wisconsin is its own sovereign nation and has its own distinct challenges and opportunities. Tribal sovereignty is not something we have been granted, but is something we have always inherently held. This inherent sovereignty is what tribes continuously work to preserve, protect, and enhance for our future generations. Each tribe in Wisconsin also has its own unique history. We all have our own stories and traditions that have helped shape our cultures and guide who we are today. For the Potawatomi, the remembrance of our ancestors and the ties to our treaty lands is especially important. While the Forest County Potawatomi today have reservation lands in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, that is not our treaty land. Like the other tribes in Wisconsin, the Potawatomi were forced off their lands. The Potawatomi's home in Wisconsin stretched south from Potawatomi Lighthouse and the Potawatomi State Park in Door County, along Lake Michigan through Milwaukee, and just west to Walworth County near Bigfoot Beach State Park, which is named after Potawatomi Chief Bigfoot. And our deep ties to those areas can still be seen today. Cities like Kenosha, Muskego, Waukesha, Sheboygan, and Manitowoc are all derived from the Potawatomi language. So when the Potawatomi talk about our home, that is what we mean. Even though each tribe in Wisconsin is unique with their own histories, cultures, and distinct challenges and opportunities, the tribes still share many commonalities, especially the desire and willingness to come together and to work for the greater good. And that's what I want to stress with all of you today. Despite our differences, Wisconsin's tribes and our state leaders can and must continue to collaborate and work together for the greater good. I have been fortunate to serve as the elected leader of the Potawatomi for the last year. Before serving as chairman, I spent more than 10 years in various roles as an elected tribal leader on our executive council. And before that, I served my tribe in various capacities, including serving as board chairman of the Potawatomi Business Development Corporation. I have spent my adult life serving my tribe because I want to help my people, and my tribe needs people who want to help. But my work serving my tribe is only one part of who I am. I'm also a husband, a father, and a grandfather. My wife, Jennifer, and I have been married for 29 years. We have 7 beautiful children, and we have been blessed with 3 grandchildren, with 1 more on the way. I tell you this about me to remind you that each of us has had a different life experiences that shape and guide who we are. And because of that, we all bring a unique perspective to the situations around us. It's important that we gain perspective from those around us. That is why it is so important that all of you in this room reach out to those around you, including Wisconsin's tribes, to gain new perspectives on the issues you are charged with tackling. The perspectives brought by Wisconsin tribes and collaboration with the state have accomplished positive things for all of us. For example, healthcare. Healthcare is one of the most important and costly services that tribal governments provide to both their people and the greater community. And because tribal health centers serve large populations that are Medicaid eligible, their continued operation is essential. Unfortunately, delays in reimbursements by the federal government and the complexities in reporting have left tribal health facilities with unnecessary financial strains. In some cases, tribal health centers were waiting years to be reimbursed for services. But luckily, there was a path to address these issues. Wisconsin's tribal federally qualified health centers were eligible to adopt an all-inclusive rate for their payment method. This rate typically results in greater overall federal reimbursement, more timely payment for claims, and simplified reporting, all of which will help alleviate current fiscal challenges and allow tribal health facilities to provide the best care possible to their communities. Chi-miigwech, Governor Evers, for the efforts by your Department of Health Services to identify this critical issue and find a way to bring much-needed additional health care funding to Wisconsin's tribal nations. And Chi-miigwech, to JFC co-chairs, Senator Howard Markline and Representative Mark Bourne, and the members of the Joint Committee on Finance for their recognition of this issue and their approval of this extremely beneficial change. Each tribe in Wisconsin will see a positive benefit from this change. And because of this change, Wisconsin's tribes will see a more than $60 million increase in their federal Medicaid reimbursements. That is likely the most significant financial gain for Wisconsin tribes since the advent of tribal gaming in this state. Ensuring that people have access to healthy food options is important for everyone. Getting a well-balanced diet of fruits, vegetables, and a variety of proteins is essential for good health and nutrition. However, getting access to that food can be difficult for some communities, especially in the rural areas of our state. And for Natives, ensuring that we have access to traditional indigenous foods is critical. That is why the Tribal Elder Food Box program has been so important. This program ensures that tribal elders can have regular access to traditional indigenous foods that are sourced from native and local producers. On a regular basis, tribal elders receive foods like bison, fish, corn, squash, wild rice, white corn flour, and many other items that are central to indigenous diets. And it's been a tremendous success. Elders in all 11 tribes are now able to receive these important food items because of this program. And that's in part because of you. Thank you, Governor Evers, Representative Tony Kurtz, and members of the legislature for providing $3 million from gaming funds in the state budget to ensure this program can continue. The funding you provided in the state budget meant that tribal elders continued to have access to well-balanced, healthy, indigenous foods. And it ensured that local producers, both tribal and non-tribal, were able to continue to provide and sell the thousands of pounds of goods needed for these boxes every month. That is a win for both the health and economic vitality of Wisconsin's tribal people and our agricultural producers around the state. And we look forward to working with you again in the next state's budget to ensure that this can continue. It's no secret that it is difficult to find employees right now. Employers around the state are struggling to fill vacant positions, and that's especially true for communities in the rural parts of our state. And that is exactly what is happening in tribal communities. Finding employees for tribal government and business operations remains a struggle. And because tribes are the largest employers in many of the counties where we are located, this can create numerous problems for our communities. There's a myriad of reasons why it's difficult to find employees right now. But one clear reason is a lack of affordable housing. It's difficult to hire a new employee if there is nowhere for them or their family to live in your community. I want to commend the legislature and Governor Evers for taking steps this legislative session to address this problem by enacting a package of bipartisan bills to help expand access to safe, affordable housing for working families. This is not an easy problem to fix, but the package of bipartisan bills you passed and signed into law will make positive steps to creating more affordable housing options in our communities. And I also want to thank you for including tribal governments in your discussions on this issue. Early on, you recognized that the lack of affordable housing was also important to tribal communities. Thank you, Speaker Voss and Majority Leader LeMahieu, for making sure that tribal governments are eligible for the Residential Housing Infrastructure Loan Fund and Program. Providing tools, thank you. Providing tools and incentives like this to tribes can go a long way to addressing this issue. But a lack of housing isn't the only obstacle that we face in our communities. It's also increasingly more difficult to recruit skilled labor. Tribes also need doctors and nurses and pharmacists to provide important services to our people and the community at large. Creating more incentives is one way to encourage people to work in our rural communities. So I want to say miigwech to State Representative Alex Dahlman and State Senator Rob Staffshold for their legislation to create a pilot program to provide tuition reimbursement for pharmacy school graduates who work at independent pharmacies in rural communities, including pharmacies run by Wisconsin's tribes. Thank you both for recognizing this problem and realizing that tribes can help be a part of the solution. We look forward to continuing our work with you on these issues. These are just a few of the ways we have been able to work together to find solutions to some of the substantial issues facing tribal communities in Wisconsin. But everything we do together won't always be flashy or exciting. Sometimes it's simple. And that's also what you did this legislative session. You helped fix a little problem that also allowed an important recognition of parity for tribal governments. The Potawatomi wanted to erect a municipal welcome sign at the borders of our reservation. When driving through our state, it's common to see these larger, more elaborate signs welcoming visitors to different areas of Wisconsin. These signs proudly welcome you to places like the muskie capital of the world in Boulder Junction, or the cheese curd capital in Ellsworth, or Wisconsin's Czech capital in Hillsboro. These welcome signs provide visitors with a glimpse into the community and highlight the pride its residents have to their hometowns. While other forms of government were allowed to erect these signs at their boundaries, tribal governments were not. So thanks to authors State Representative Jeff Mursaw and State Senator Mary Felskowski, you passed and enacted a bipartisan bill that not only allows tribes to install these welcome signs, but also recognizes our parity with other tribal governments or with other forms of governments. While granting tribes the ability to install municipal welcome signs doesn't solve our housing or employee shortage, it does provide tribes with an important reinforcement of our sovereignty and allows us to be treated just like other governments. And that's a big deal. I have provided just a glimpse of the positive ways that you have worked with Wisconsin's tribes. And while we have been able to do some positive things together, there is still much more that needs to be done. There are still issues lingering that are too important to ignore. So we need to continue to have a dialogue to find solutions. And while these problems are difficult, we appreciate the efforts you have already undertaken to address some of these important issues, like foster care and adoption. For the last several years, the legislature has been working to address the challenges and issues facing children and families in adoption and the foster care system. These issues that are not only important for our tribal communities, but also for me personally. My wife, Jennifer, and I have been blessed to be foster parents to 5 children for the last 12 years. And I applaud this body for the courage in taking on some of the complex issues surrounding these topics. Thank you, State Senator Joan Ballweg, State Representative Pat Snyder, and this entire body for your recent support and passage of SB 520, AB 557, which provides crucial support for Wisconsin's kinship caregivers. Because of this legislation, children will be able to be placed more easily with those who already know and love them, and who they know and love in return. And those caregivers will receive needed financial support. I know many difficult issues remain outstanding, but I urge you to continue your work on these important topics. And lastly, I want to remind you of the ongoing problem of the trafficking of Native women and girls. In tribal communities all across the country, including right here in Wisconsin, Native women and girls are being exploited, trafficked, and subjected to violence at disproportionately high rates. I appreciate the efforts of Attorney General Josh Kaul. The members, thank you. The members of the Wisconsin Department of Justice Task Force on Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and our state's law enforcement agencies to tackle this problem. These groups have been working diligently to address this ongoing problem, but they will need more help. So I ask you to work with them to provide the resources and support that they need to address this issue. As I pondered the idea of giving this State of the Tribes address, I asked myself, how do you give a State of the Tribes address when we are all each our own sovereign nation? Although we share many commonalities, we are so very different. We have our own languages, our own governments, our own wants and needs. In many ways, we find common ground and can work together for a common goal. In other instances, we have an individual purpose that is only relevant to our nation. And there are times when goals and circumstances cause us to be at odds with one another. Yet, through our differences, we share with one another in our powwows and in our traditions, where we feast together. We bring our drums and sing and dance together. Republicans, Democrats, I ask that you don't forget to find the time to set aside your differences and to not be afraid to reach across the aisle and take purposeful time to feast together, to dance together, and to sing together. Oh, miigwech.